Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from Lido Beach. I'm back to the beach, baby, and we're going to take a walk around, show you a little bit of everything around here before we get over to the water. Take a look at this. All right, we're over here at the municipal public parking area where it's free. Otherwise, everything else around up and down the streets around St. Armand's is all for a fee. That's what they say on the cruise ships with these restaurants. They don't say for free, they say for fee. F-E-E. All right, this guy's gonna let me go in this 4Runner here, nice looking truck. I wanna show you these houses. These are some of my favorite houses. And I'm gonna show you the nicest duplex you've ever seen in your life. You think I'm kidding you? You're looking at it. That's a duplex. Somehow or another, they thought about either putting the mother-in-law in there or make one side an investment or something, but there's two different addresses and they're identical on each side, identical. And they have this sun deck up top. And right down the middle is the dividing line. It's got 361 and 363, Ocean Avenue or something here probably. These roads are always called Ocean Avenue, Ocean Boulevards. Here's one they're throwing up. It's brand new. I don't know where they found that piece of land at. How you doing, my friend? So let's walk down the road here for a minute and we'll come back over to the beach. It's an amazing day at the beach. People are really filing in. See, they're building one right there. And basically this one right here is the same width as those two together. But that's my favorite, one of my favorite houses of all time. I really like that, although it's only really half. It's 2 units. It's 2 of these. Of course, this one doesn't look as cool. This one's not even near as big as one of those sides, because that one, look up, I'll zoom in. See that glass fence there on the top wall to sunbathe and take a look at the ocean? Yeah, beautiful. And then here's an older property that they refused to sell, I guess, and let somebody build one of these big mansions next to it. And that's also 2 units. There's 2 addresses right below the porch there, 313 and 312. But these are really cool. And there's the Gulf of America right there. Well, let me show you. I've shown it to you before. There's a property up here that they rent out. I think it's 10 grand a month. It used to be that. It might even be more now. But it's right up here next to this last mansion. That used to be the Holiday Inn, that big white building. Those are now individually owned units inside. For years it was the Holiday Inn. It caught on fire and then they just remodeled it, gutted it out. I'm talking about they gutted it. The only thing that was the same is the walls. All new windows, everything. But this place right here for rent, I'll zoom in a minute. I don't know why this property owner refuses to sell. You know somebody wants to build one of these. And they're just kind of taking up space there in this little house. Now, when this was underwater from the last hurricane here about 6 months ago, you know that had to be completely like water right over the roof. But it looks like they fixed it back up in a hurry. And there it is. But that one right there is the, they got a little sign there for rent. I think it was 10 or 15 grand a month for that little place. And it's the only house on the block that's not an eyesore, but it's like, it doesn't fit in. You got all these mansions right here, and then you get this little, and that's one home. It's not a duplex or anything. And that for rent sign has been there since I've lived here, around 2015. And then this right here is where I used to kick it. I used to park behind the Holiday Inn, and there was a bar in the lobby there. You could go in and get a drink, and then you could actually receive the Wi-Fi from the Holiday Inn over here on the beach. And I would kick it over here on the Gulf of America. And where that gentleman's walking over to the beach, I would go in right there, and the facilities were open to anybody that wanted to use them in the lobby. It didn't matter if you were staying there, because people would come in and buy drinks, pina coladas and different things like that. And then you're allowed to have alcoholic beverages on the beach here. So they'd bring them over to their chair and stuff. But they really changed it. They've already got the furniture out. I think it's open now. Last time I was here, it wasn't quite finished. Looks like it's done now. I saw some people at the pool earlier, standing around over there. And then these final two buildings here, the road is going to dogleg sharply to the right and go into St. Armand Circle. Those were built 100 years ago. I say that facetiously, but they're the old ones. I used to play golf with a guy that had a unit in there. He was telling me about how cheap he bought it for back in the day and how much they went up. And that was before the pandemic, so you can only imagine what they cost now. But I used to park down this road here, or right out here was never a charge to park. And then, I would just come right out here, and let's take a look how nice this is out here. And the beach literally was 100 yards more this way, the water. I don't know how they did it, but the widest part of Lido Beach was to my right, all this area down there. You would come on the beach and you would say, man, everybody's fighting for real estate. It's skinny all the way down to the public parking lot where the restaurant is, or snack bar, I should say. And the sand was more like this, so kind of a white, sugary sand. But when you get out here, it's more of a lot of shell now because of the sand they brought in. And I'm telling you, the water was literally right about 20 yards in front of me here, maybe a little further. So I don't know how they did that. And it's that wide all the way down. This is very familiar, very similar, I should say, as how Siesta Key Beach looks. Then you got some condos and stuff way down there. It's very windy today, very windy. I've got my little windsock on. Hopefully it'll hold up for you. So let's just walk on down the beach here. Got my shoes on. Kind of a tourist move. I should be barefooted, really. Yeah, I got my chair down there. I'm just kind of getting a little color. Too windy for the umbrella. But I just wanted to come down here. And then, of course, I wanted to show you guys the water. Personally, I hate to dog it, but it's very ugly. This green, churned up, sandy looking, non-clear Gulf of America. I remember when I used to dive for sand dollars, snorkel out here. It was more of a blue green than this green. Now they've had a lot of issues here with red tide. If you don't know what red tide is, it's no good. Man, is it blowing over here. So that could be part of it. And as you can see, it's nobody's in the water because it's rough and it's cold. This is not the Gulf. This is not the Atlantic. But people are out getting their suntan on. A high of 75 today, 61 this morning at sunrise. Beautiful day, beautiful. There's the sun, the Florida sun. All the spring breakers are gone. There was ample parking, very little traffic to get here today. Won't be any issue leaving. Look at that water, all churned up. They used to be as clear as a swimming pool. I would always kick it, like I said on another video, right here. I'd put my stuff up right here. Now you see how many people like to walk the beach? I get a little exercise. You can take a long walk down this way. This bird's got one leg. That's Hoppy. Yeah, spring break is over, but you do always have vacationers here. There's not a week or a weekend that ever goes by that we don't have vacationers. See some out there braving the cold water? In the summertime, it just lays like a lake. There's no waves at all. And you'll see people just stay cool. They'll never be out here unless they're on a under an umbrella. They'll be just sitting out there on some kind of a raft or a tube or something like that. And of course the water is very shallow, so it heats up, very hot. Not very refreshing, but you know, that's the dog days of the summer here. You got to be tough to hang out down here during those 3 months, June, July, and August. Got us a helicopter. Could be Donald Trump. That's a passenger. Rich person. That's not even law enforcement. That's somebody with some money. Taking them a cruise down the coastline. Yeah, you can see, you gotta know what you're doing to put your umbrella up today, or it'll blow over. Those things can become flying objects, very dangerous if you don't keep an eye on them. And down here on the other side of the lifeguard stand is where you would hang a sharp left to the facilities and the snack bar, which is a very nice snack bar, by the way. And we got some tourists digging up some holes, playing in the sand. Oh, he's trying to get some shells. He's using a basket scooper. Pretty cool. There's more people down here because this is the main parking lot over that way out there. Making a little area there for the kids to play in. Mr. Lifeguard over here. We're going to head back over to the chair and call this one done and one and done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Say hi to Mr. Lifeguard here. How you doing, Mr. Lifeguard? Water temperature 77, coming up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Almost there. Have a good one. Appreciate what you do for us.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. They're always very friendly here. He always has his vehicle here. There was one here earlier. I guess his buddy, he left. They got those four-wheelers. You can rent chairs and umbrellas over there from this guy. They'll bring it out for you and place it. But there you go, Lido Beach in Sarasota, Florida. Hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, like I say. Consider subscribing. And always crush it.